Hello everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Tyranny. Here we are. The hell's going on here? There we are. Here we are in a sentinel stand. Yes, indeed. Within the Blade Grave. Because we, my friends, we are trying to kill Stratus Herodin. Sorry, the reason why I'm distracted here is because this music is the same music that played in the character creation, and I really like it. It's really good. So happy to hear this again. Well, anyway, without further ado, we shall take a look around and see what we can find here. If we manage to slay this fella, this Stratus chap, then it should end, by all reckonings, this Edict of Storms, which then should light up the way to the spire that we seek, which, if we check the map, is here.
I got it.
So let's have a wee look around, shall we? Well, this place looks an absolute mess. Doesn't it just? Right, how on earth do we get out of here? That's the next question. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I can't. Will do.
Well, now hang on just a second. The moat that once encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. Standing water and patches of moist dirt are all that remain. So this was the moat. Now covered in sand. Light leather gloves. Any good for you, my dear? No. Okay, so this looks like a disfavored soldier. Okay, so it's a scout. Are you the support that Ash sent out? Yes. I am a fate binder. Glad to hear it. You can never be too careful out here. I'm half blind from this storm, and you agents of the court don't always stand out. No offence. We've been patrolling the outer walls, but there's no sign of the enemy. Either they know not to come here, or they're better at hiding than I credited. Damn rebels shift about like the winds they do. Yes. Have you run into any Unbroken recently? More than a fortnight ago, but she dashed off right quick before we could knock arrows. They're a cautious lot, but cunning. Not even Kairos could have expected them to use the storms to their advantage. Yes, well, can we enter the fortress? In these winds? I wouldn't venture to try if I had 1,000 shields to guard me. Come take a look, and you'll understand. Yes, we'll take a look in a second.
Will do.
We'll take a look at these hidden goodies first.
See what I see?
That's an open. Sentinel Keep, a shadow of its former glory. How sad. Not. That's what happens when you defy Kairos' rule. Wow. Bit blustery. Nothing has changed. This is the very storm that shattered the Unbroken and disfavored alike. Thank you for bringing me here, Fatebinder. Stratus Herodin, the last stalwart regent, cowers behind the walls of his castle, and we won't be able to reach him through this storm. This place brings back unpleasant memories. Yes, Calvina asking for a bit of information about these regents. They were bureaucrats, diplomats, all drunk on their own self-importance. Strader's Herodin never impressed me, but the people of Stalwart revered the man. Cowardice must run in the regent bloodline. When the edict struck, Strader's hid in this castle and watched his country fall to pieces. An honourable man would have died for his people. Well, I'm only interested in one thing, and that is getting inside. The powers fighting over this realm must have some notion of how to get in, otherwise they wouldn't squabble for control over this blasted wasteland. We should track down someone with answers. Do you hear that? You catch an odd sound in the wind, a low moan, hidden within a cacophony of swirling dirt and metal debris. The clouds of dust seem to close in upon you. Within them, you see patches of glowing red. What the hell is this? The hell is this? Scourge? Wisp? New reputation unlocked. Okay. This isn't good. We're kind of stuck here. Go! I have no clue what the hell is going on here, but you need to change weapons, my dear, because you're getting attacked in melee. And what are these things weak to? Let me just... I don't usually check these stats, but these things are new. Armor against fire, 10. Does that mean they're resistant to fire or weak to fire? I don't know. Minus 100% damage take. Oh yeah, they're resistant to fire. They don't like frost. Which is fine because we got frost fire. Perfect. Let's go! We'll attack this one first. What's she doing? What the hell's happening here? These things are flying around like bloody lunatics. Goodness gracious. Can we stop running around like fools here? Okay, we'll let him die, it's fine. He's not important. He's just a scout. No offense. Right, AoE attack. God, these things move quick, don't they? They're taking no bloody prisoners. Right, lightning attack. Okay, we got this, we got this. These things are quick. This thing has moved behind the party before Barrack has even turned on the spot. Right, you can stop using that weapon now. Don't mind. Switch back. And come back this side. Okay, let's go. A dervish. Whirling dervish. Have we just leveled up? I think we have.
Now that was satisfying.
Whew. Unexpected twist. The Bane are gone. Their unnatural cries. Also, they are the Bane, Wisps, and Scourge. It's good to put I'd say a face to the name, but I don't think they've got faces. Okay. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouched figure on the wall above.
Fatebinder, look there, atop the walls.
Where?
We aren't alone.
Hang on.
I got it.
I forget crouched figures. There's chests here. A soldier kneels behind the ruined parapets. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear, that he's an unbroken soldier. He peers at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this forsaken place? You don't look like the typical rank and file of Kairos' army, but you're no daughter of Stalwart either. No. You're the Fatebinder, who broke past the Vendrian Guard. I think you'll find yonder wind wall a tougher nut to crack than the Apex Citadel. My business here is my own. No sense in revealing our mission without cause, especially since we'll likely run this lout through and leave his corpse for the storm to pick apart. I suggest you make like a storm and blow, because you're not getting inside this fortress. When you report back to your master, tell him that First Scout Janus sent you off with your tail tucked between your cheeks. Is this soldier for real? Do we think he's going to? If we ask too many questions here, it gives away our game plan, kind of. And he's not going to answer our questions on how to get inside, so all these questions seem pointless right now. So, simply declaring that we shall, without effort, crack Stalwart's little wind wall without breaking a sweat. He straightens his posture and appraises you in silence. I can say this much. You buy into what you're preaching, and I have to respect that. Plenty of folks have tried to get into Sentinel Stand and failed, but none of them had a spire to call home. Okay, we got to ask something else, unfortunately. Okay. We'll try it on. Asking how to get inside. Throwing yourself into the wind wall comes to mind. Take a few steps inside and see how long it takes for the wind to strip you down to a skeleton. I'd love to stay and chat, but it's high time that I reported on your presence to my superior officer. Be seeing you, Fatebinder, though you might not see me. Ducks behind the parapet and vanishes. Damn that vain southern wretch. The Unbroken know the territory better than us and take every opportunity to flaunt it. What was that scout even doing here? Look, there's a corpse on the wall. Might bear a closer look. I can't tell from here, but I think it's wearing disfavoured colours. Indeed it is. Let's go take a peek. And it's in just a second, because we've leveled up. Right, I want to also get... So I noticed that actually Resolve is pretty useful for Calvina because it increases our affliction duration. So that's pretty nifty. So we're going to hold off any further now on the actual quickness and go for a couple of points of this and then a couple of points of that. So extra duration first, then we'll work on accuracy. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we've got this situation here, and I've slept since the last session, so I'll have to remember what I was going to pump my points into. So please do bear with me. Lightfoot was one that we wanted. I think that might have been it, for this tree. Range was pretty handy because I wanted to go for extra accuracy here. But also, there was something here. Yeah, replacing parry with dodge was also pretty useful. In case somebody gets too close to Calvina, she can use her dodge rather than parry to block the melee attacks, because her dodge is obviously much higher than her parry. So this could be quite useful, but we need to put 3 points into this to get that. So, but I'm thinking we should just do that sooner rather than later, to be honest with you. There's also a couple of points in leadership as well that we want. There was... They're all down here. There was this one, look, additional spell slots. That was one that we wanted as well. And then this one as well, like a revive spell. So there's a few in here, so I'm going to spend at least 5 points into this tree. So 5 points in this tree, at least 3 points into range in addition to magic. So, it depends on which order we want to do this. Increased damage with magic staves. We're not overly concerned about that. And extra shield, we're not using that at the moment, so we can kind of hold off. I do want extra spell slots though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll go for extra spell slots now with Calvina. And then she's got her spell slots. And then what we'll do is we'll get the agility thing. No? Was it agility or ranged? Yeah, range. Then we'll go for the range. No, 3 points into that. I mean, this could be a waste, but we can respec if it's not working out. So, anyway, she's got extra spell slots which we will use and lay out in the next session. Barrick has now got this ability. Amelia's battle standard. Confirming she is within the castle. The body has been here a long time, and the storm has long since eroded skin from bones. Tucked away in one of the gauntlets, you find the scrap of a distinctive battle standard. That's the General's family crest. Amelia and her unit must have come through here. It seems a lifetime ago that we marched on Sentinel Stand. At least this proves we were on the right track. So close, too. The girl might still be alive out there. Yes. So what do you propose we do next? You seem to be a little bit cornered. Ooh, Duskwatch Fort. Ash bade us to bring order to the region, but we need to learn as much about his daughter as possible. I heard him tell of an unbroken fort called Duskwatch. One of our soldiers has been imprisoned there since around the time Amelia's unit went missing. I'll wager anything that if we shatter the unbroken defensive, we'll learn more about her whereabouts. Barrick is correct. They took Callias captive. Supposedly one of the stone shields who travelled with Amelia. You ought to make contact with Osmius, the commander in charge of taking Duskwatch. I'm sure he would appreciate the aid of a Fatebinder. You go on ahead. I need to double back and relay this to Ash. That should raise the old man's spirits, eh? Meet with Osmius at Duskwatch. Can we get down here? No. We cannot! And we certainly can't go through here. So I think it's a case of leaving due south to get to Duskwatch. Okay, so pressing on. Crescent Runner. As you can see, Duskwatch is closed off to the likes of us, else I would be taking shelter from the storm. The Fatebinder of Tunen. Commander Osmius told me that I should look out for company, but I didn't expect anyone from this high up the food chain. Come, due east of here, our unit gathers its strength to take Duskwatch. Follow me. You're the biggest stone shield I've ever seen, he says to Barrick. How do you run around in armour like that? With great effort. But I must keep moving to stave off the rust. My calves have bulged to the size of piglets. Yes, tell me about this Osmius. He's been part of the Stalwart campaign since it began, so he knows this country like the inside of his helmet, which is damn impressive when you consider how the edict shook everything up. I'd follow him anywhere, including the Eye of a Storm, it seems. Yes, and what is the story with Duskwatch? Throughout the war, the Unbroken kept this fort locked up against Kairos' forces. It might not be much to look at, but the folks behind those walls are a spirited bunch. Not even the storm has broken their nerves. I know what the commander would say, that a southerner is too ignorant to wipe the grit from his eyes, but the Unbroken have been using the storm against us, and well, you have to respect that. Yes, well, lead the way.
Will do.
Thankfully, wasn't a very big journey, was it? Alright. He's a big man, Jesus. But his favourite commander wears his armour over broad shoulders and stands as if he knows it all too well. Graven Ash protects. Osmius 32nd Legion. A pleasure to have you join us. Even this close to Iron Hearth, we need all the help we can get. Still trapped, I see, Barrick. How are you faring under there, soldier? It is challenging enough to fit food through this stubborn iron bucket. I have gained several £100 of iron and muscle over the last year, and I smell like a mass grave left open to the sun. But I am, for the moment, upright. As you might be able to tell. This fort is a tough nut to crack. The Unbroken aren't too keen on surrendering, and our preliminary attacks have yet to break through. One of our soldiers is chained inside. Callius. And will go to any length to get him out. What's your business at Duskwatch? I expect you've come to aid in the war effort, but when it comes to Tuna's agents, it pays not to make assumptions. Yes, Kairos magic tears at the Blade Grave. I have come to put an end to it. I couldn't speak for arcane matters, but I've seen enough of this storm to know that we're going to have a hard time reclaiming these lands with grit in our eyes, and Unbroken scouts navigating the obscurity. Day and night my forces have battered themselves against those walls, but even the tireless disfavoured have their limits. I'm afraid we're out of commission until Ash's Aegis takes the edge off and knits our wounds closed. You look lively enough. What say you help us get Cassilius out and soften up the Unbroken for execution? I reckon we're going to get a choice whether to kill this chap, you know. And if he surrenders first time of asking, then he surrenders. We give them one chance, is Calvina's prerogative. One chance to surrender. If they surrender, they surrender, and if they don't, well, then they die. We'll have to see if he surrenders when we ask. I have a sneaking suspicion he won't. Okay. Count me in. The Unbroken will yield to the offensive. Before you get too excited, your job is to infiltrate the base under cover of night and extract the prisoner. Don't let anyone spot you. If you alert them while inside, you'll be on your own. Callius is a good soldier, and he's been in Unbroken hands longer than anyone should have to endure. You might think him just another stone shield, but Ash holds the lives of his troops in high regard, so we should consider the recovery effort as important as taking Duskwatch itself. There are a few structural weaknesses along the perimeter, which should help you sneak in. After releasing Callius, open the front gate from the inside. We'll flood the keep and make short work of Agathon's soldiers. Are you ready to begin? Yes. Getting a bit of intelligence first, asking about the Unbroken and what he knows of them. A gang of tearsmen with delusions of honour. I'm sure they wish their ranks were as renowned and elite as the disfavoured. Unfortunately for them, the best they'll ever do is die by our hand or surrender and face hard labour. They rally around someone named Matthias, a low-born stalwart captain of some moderate success. Strangely enough, there's no love lost between the Unbroken and the old establishment, a hereditary bloodline known as the Regents. Without much division in their ranks, I don't know how they hope to succeed. Okay, and yes, bringing up the issue of Ash's daughter and what we found. Amelia? By the North, I never even considered that anyone in her unit survived capture. If his sanity is still intact after all this time, then it's entirely possible that Callius could tell us something. It's been some time since I allowed myself such optimism. If Callius travelled with Ash's daughter, then we have a chance at taking her back from the southern wretches. Yes, and how exactly was she lost? I wish I could tell you. If what you're suggesting is true, and I have no reason to believe it isn't, then Callius should be able to tell us more about what happened. We dispatched cohorts of soldiers to recover her unit, but we had to pull back our efforts when the Edict of Storms hit. Navigating the region became less organised, or more a matter of chance. I'm sure that Ash has worried himself sick, wondering about his daughter's safety. I have worried as well, and the question plagued me even as we marched to recover her unit. It plagues me still. Right. Well, enough chit-chat. I am ready. Eager. Good. Make your move as soon as night falls. Remember to stay out of sight and go for Callius. We'll wait for you to open the gates from inside, but we can't help you until that happens. Good hunting. Ooh, a stealth mission. We know how they usually go for me. Oh, got some loot as well. Oh god, I better quick save this before it goes horribly wrong. It's quite a large area. This is the wall. There seems to be a way in. Knock down the wall. Doesn't seem very stealthy, does it? We'll hang off for a second before we do that. Yeah. Make sure you're stealthy. We can't help you if you're not. Yes, no problem. We'll be extremely stealthy. Poof! Big loud crash and bang as the walls come crumbling down.
See that?
Oops, sorry about that. What did you say about stealth? Ooh, hang on. Oh, that's a much better weapon for verse. Look at that. That is handy. How nice. Let's get that equipped right away. Got you a new toy, my dear. Enjoy. Camping supplies.
On it.
Right, okay. Let's keep scouting the perimeter. Hopefully we won't be seen. I don't have to be stealthy at this particular juncture. Oh, look, there's a hole in that. Why can't we just walk through? Uh-oh. Find a way to enter undetected and free him. Do we still think crashing... Oh, hang on. think we better go stealthy now, you know.
Stay downwind of our enemies.
Yeah, going through the front gate's definitely not recommended. I can attest to that. Skyblade. Looks like that might be the only way in, you know. No, look, there's like an open door right here. You can just come straight in if you wished. But it's like, nah, do you know what? We won't go through the open hatches. They could be traps. They could be open like that for a reason, to bait people inside. No, what we'll actually do is we'll crash down a palisade a fence and make a load of noise, and then we'll go in. That's exactly what we'll do. Speed it up a touch, actually, whilst we're creeping. Unless there's an alternative way around the rear. Oh, look at that, there's another entrance right there. So we've got entrance. This looks probably a little bit better. There's a lot of guards at the front of the fort. Doesn't seem to be so many at the rear. So if we are going to go through by crashing down what? Ooh, something else here as well. Something else there. Hang on, another piece to the puzzle. Multiple entranceways. Which one shall we choose? It's like a lucky dip. Right, okay. You know what? My instinct tells me, and we always know how my instinct is correct, that the one at the back is the best way in. So that's where we'll go. Yeah, this one here. We like the look of this one. Now, before we go in, we have a missive. Dear Calvina, from Maelthus. Based on what you've told me, it seems a stretch to believe these events are mere coincidence or circumstance. Kairos' edict of execution was a setup for someone to claim Ascension Hall. To think that Kairos did not know what would happen is a massive underestimation of the Overlord's long view. You have been thrust into the arena of the mighty. Your options are retreat into obscurity, suicide, or rising to the occasion. I suggest the third option. If I were you, I would use my connection to the spires to see if they will awaken to my presence. Every Tearsman sees the spires on the horizon. If they know you are the master of the spires, they will see you each time they look to the sunrise or sunset. Foster a reputation for power. Make others fear you. This is what I've seen Kairos and every living Archon do for as long as I've lived, and there's reasons for this. There's the practical case that power and a reputation insulate you from threats, but there's the lesser-known element that I can't prove, but I know in my heart to be true. The fear and love of others will strengthen your magic. Ooh. The last part I've inferred from my discussions with Bled and Mark. In the few times he has spoken of his gruesome work of slaying those who might rise to threaten the Overlord, he has hinted that it's easier to kill the rogue elements before they become famed and fearsome. In my lifetime, I saw Graven Ash change from an unknown militiaman to a fearsome general, and I can assure you, he did not have the power to shield his warriors in those days when he was without title or reputation. The Archons will never, ever discuss the origin of their power, because such knowledge might be used against them. But I have known all the Archons to be obsessed with the presentation of power. Your connection to the spires will all but guarantee the Archons will want to control and destroy you. It's a question of when, not if. Start thinking and acting like an Archon. As far as I'm concerned, you are an Archon. The Archon of the Spires. We are quick to place labels on powers we easily spot, and history is replete with archons of fire and ice. It is foolish to think that there must be a word for a thing before an archon can control it. Other way around, the archons show us what is possible, and we must step to their dance. The Archon of the Spires. Well, what did I say at the start of the game? That she did strive to become an Archon and rise through the ranks. Archon of the Spires will do. Right, mission accomplished. No need to go any further. Of course, there's 3 more spires to take first before we can retire. Right, here we go then. Hole in the fence. Do we have to reply to that, actually? Oh, indeed we do. Inquire about Bled and Mark. Ask about the Archons and how they've risen to power. Yeah, that's most pertinent. That's most pertinent. She's talking about the Archons utilising the power of fear to rise through the ranks. We want to become an Archon ourselves, so that could be quite pertinent information. Yeah, if I am indeed an Archon, it's safe to say I wasn't born knowing what I can or can't do, and it stands to reason I might learn something from the stories of the other Archons. Indeed, indeed. Crawl under. 47 subterfuge. Crawling under makes no noise. We like that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, that's not really stealthy, is it? Oh my god. You kidding me? If we can kill this... maybe if we can kill them quickly. Maybe, just maybe.
I should try something else. Fall before me.
At least we're near the prisoner. Oh, can somebody kill him, please, quickly? We're causing a commotion here.
Right. On the lookout.
Look at these guys. Did you hear something? Nah, I didn't hear a damn thing. It sounded like a commotion. A bit of a fight, maybe? Prisoner escaping or something? Nah, don't be silly. Right, let's just double check what we have to do here, out of interest. Yeah, free him first. Okay, so here sits a bound soldier who looks to have endured a recent and vicious beating. If you're here to kill me, get it over with. On your feet, soldier. This is not your time to die. I am withered disfavoured. No sooner do you untie him than he grabs your wrist hard enough to cut off your circulation. I'll not fall for some unbroken trick. You won't get me to talk with this mockery of a rescue. Callius! Shh! The poor man is mad from imprisonment and torture. I've seen it happen, though never to a good Northman. Okay. Yes. The old salute. Say the words. Graven Ash protects. His eyes widen, and he releases you immediately, nodding with gratitude. Graven Ash protects. I had lost hope that this day would ever come. This fort is still controlled by the Unbroken, and I'm in no shape to fight. My way out. I take it there are other soldiers outside these walls. If you open the gate from the inside, letting in reinforcements will give us the opportunity we need. Questions first or questions later? No, questions first. We have a bit of downtime for the time being. We can compare war stories when the Unbroken are all dead. Get going before they get wise to the plan. Okay, so open the front gate. Now, where the hell is the front gate is the question. Oh, God's sake, on that. Here. There's only one guard there, you know.
You didn't see nothing.
There's only one guard here. And he's training. I'm just going to save it, because if we can take him down quickly, there's nobody else even nearby here.
I am a shield wall unto myself.
Nice false pit. Whoa! Do a bit of looting here, well, you know, whilst we've got a bit of peace and quiet.
On the lookout.
I got it.
Okay, so there's definitely two guards here. Can we open the gate without being seen? It would seem a bit far-fetched to even do that, but I think we can probably afford... Oh!
I am a shield wall unto myself.
Go! The gates, they open! Pull back quickly. Holy cow, how quickly are we running? Oh, Calvina! It's on the floor! Calvina! Jesus! Right, let's go. You dare to attack me?
This is useless. Sorry. Yeah. This is useless. I should try something else. Prevails.
Who the hell is this? Bloody hellfire!
This is useless.
Bronze armor. Wow, took some killing. Oh, they're running rampant through the entire camp here. Well, if you can't beat them, join them. Let's go. Let's clean house. Clean house and loot and plunder at the same time. Quickly as we can. Supply routes laid out. Bronze spear. Woo! Light leather gauntlets. Are they good enough for you? Oh yes, they are. She's getting some nice equipment, isn't she? Another upgrade for old Versi.
Will do.
I hear fighting. I hear fighting. Or do I? I thought I did, but where are they? They must have come the other way. Oh my god. This is bad news.
Feeling so great.
I'm going to need to do some defensive spells here because we are suffering.
I got
Shield barrack for that, I think, is best. Holy shish kebab.
Always have this much blood.
Yes, come on, stay up, love. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Verse is down.
Dead.
Built for this sort of.
Oh, now Lantry's going down.
Got it.
Go and feast my eyes for this. Am I?
Jesus. There's another one of those Resolute Blade. I just kicked him! Okay, we got it, we got it, we got it. Wow. So which way did they go round? To come from the back. I mean, it was a very good pincer maneuver, really, in the end. Gonna have to rest before we go into the building proper, just because of the fact that we've got an injury now on the party. First, a bit. Ooh, nice.
On it.
Yeah, coming through this would have been not the way to go. Okay. Camp clear.
Right.
Callius! Graven Ash told us to seek you out. He shows you great favour. Barrick? I hardly recognise you under there. I would say you're a sight for sore eyes, but you're, well, you look terrible. You mean he doesn't always resemble a walking bucket of awful feces and rust? Call me surprised. I'm glad to see you in one piece, Callius. I'm relieved to see my countrymen again, but give me a moment. I'm still weak from my wounds. Ash's protection has kept me alive, but these Unbroken can be relentless when they want something. Glad to see you alive, soldier. I don't think I got your name earlier. I am Calvina, a Fatebinder of Tunen. Hail. Hail. A Fatebinder, so far from court. Never considered myself important enough to have Tunen's attention, but I've also been cut off for the last year and change. Seems like the war hasn't improved in my absence. Yes, well, if you don't mind, I have some questions. I don't know you from friend or foe, but I'm happy to help an agent of the court. Your type have always been better at breaking stalemates, whether in a trial or in battlefield. The Blade Grave has need of you. Why were you being captive here? Why did the Unbroken need you? I was a contingency plan, nothing more. The Unbroken were just keeping me alive because of my former charge. I'm just a stone shield, but I was bound to serve Graven Ash's daughter, Emilia. It was my pride to fight at her side, and my great shame when Stratus Herodin's forces overpowered and captured our unit. The old regent may be 10 times as stubborn as his people, but he lacks none of their might. Yes. Has she survived the storms? Emilia didn't die on that field. We were both taken prisoner, but I was moved here and made to suffer. The edict hit shortly after, and I assume stymied any effort to recover us. If Stradus isn't a fool, then he's keeping her alive as a hostage for some future negotiation ploy. By Kairos, this confirms everything my legion fought for. She survived capture. That means there's a chance. I have it from Ash personally that he's felt a connection to his daughter. In fact, it's grown stronger for some reason. You have your orders, Fatebinder. The General demands that we take Sentinel stand, recover Amelia, and put an end to these storms at last. Yes. How do the Unbroken intend to get inside Sentinel stand? Did you happen to overhear them? I overheard a lot from my pen. Even saw the Unbroken leader Matthias a few weeks past. Matthias had the others convinced that some old stalwart artifact would help resist Kairos' storms. He planned on using it to let the Unbroken pass the wind wall and enter Sentinel stand. Artifacts are a strange business, but the Unbroken dedicated enough resources to the task of finding one that I would take it to heart. Tell me about these artifacts. They are items of great power. Could be anything. Cloak, pin, pair of shoes, fancy comb. Many of them resemble ordinary objects you might carry or wear, but they can do remarkable things. Part of how the regents maintained their dynasty was by way of inheritance. Houses Stradus, Sender, and Aspison amassed over the centuries a small trove of relics and guarded them fiercely down the generations. There's the magical sword, the Dauntless, whomever the lead regent was, always wore a fancy helmet, and one of them owned an ever-burning lamp, among other things. Now, lots of those artifacts are scattered, but I'm certain that before the war, every thief in the bastard city had some private fantasy about a heist on Sentinel Stand Keep. I've heard tell of artifacts that could open doors, melt flesh, or set whole camps ablaze with nothing more than a simple gesture. It's not beyond reason that an artifact could shield someone from the worst of these storms. Right, well, just tell me where Matthias sent his forces, and I will be on my way. He dispatched a large number of soldiers to Rust Canyons. He wouldn't have depleted Duskwatch of its defenders unless he believed in what he was doing. That's the best news I've heard in some time. There are plenty of disfavoured operating in the area around Rust Canyons, and it's only a matter of time before they overwhelm our enemies. Report to Graven Ash in Ironhearth and tell him of the situation. He will need to know what is happening here. Both sides make for Sentinel Stand, but one of our commanders is in the area already. He can hold the line while you speak with Ash. Report back to Graven Ash. We shall do that in the next session, of course. And before the next session, we will level up our 3 characters, just have a very quick look through the loot that we've got, just in case there's any further upgrades to our companion's equipment. I will also have a play around with some more of Calvina's spells, because she's also increasing her lore again, and there's 2 extra slots, of course. So, yeah, I'll do all of that before the next session, and when we start it, we will be back in Ash's camp at Ironhearth. Until then, see you soon.